Hey guys, it's Jeff from Patriot Training Center. Today we're going to do a quick little tabletop review of a couple of pistols. So a question Snooki, Carter, and Craig and I get a lot at Patriot Training Center is we get asked a lot about what guns we like and what kind of guns we think people should buy. So that's pretty subjective, but I'm going to do a little review of these two right here that we pretty much fully endorse right here. On my right, we have the M&P 2.0 metal, and on the left, we have the M&P 2.0 compact optic ready. Two different guns that share a lot of similarities, both excellent pistols, and I'll talk a little bit about them. I'm going to start with the 2.0 metal. And as the name states, it's different because it has a metal frame. It's made out of T6 aluminum, which gives this gun an extra couple of ounces over the polymer plastic frame model. So this is a full-size gun, so it's a little bit bigger than the compact. It's 4.25 inch barrel, and it has a full-size grip that accepts a 17-round magazine. So you get a 17-round magazine plus one in the chamber for a total of 18 rounds for your pistol right there. I've been using it on the range for a couple of months now, and I've carried it a little bit all day long, and it's been an excellent gun to carry. So this gun did have an optic mount, and we took that optic off for this review. But one thing that's really good about this gun as far as the comfort and concealment is that the M&P is pretty flat. So I carry in the front in the appendix position, and because of the profile of this gun being pretty flat, it carries very well. It's very easy to conceal for a full-size gun. It's very comfortable actually to carry. A couple of things to point out about this metal frame gun. So one thing I was concerned about before I initially shot one was the fact that it is a metal frame, this aluminum right here, and like most metal, I was afraid it would be pretty slick. But all M&Ps have these polymer textured grips. These are inserted into this metal frame on this version, and they're very aggressive. So when you get a grip on this gun, it is locked in. And I was exceptionally concerned about the support hand side being too slick. And when I fired rounds, my hand's moving because that's no good. But this gun does a really good job of locking in that grip, and my hands don't move. Doesn't matter if I'm sweaty or if it's cold outside. I've shot it in both conditions, and the gun stayed locked into my grip very, very well. So I was very pleased with that. So does the metal frame do anything for us? First of all, it's a beautiful gun. They've Cerakoted it this silver color right here. But that extra 2 ounces, I think, does do a little bit for us. So it's obviously more rigid than the polymer plastic frame. So I think what that does is lend just a little bit of forgiveness, particularly when you're shooting at longer ranges. I can't tell a significant difference between shooting the polymer frame versus the metal frame, but I see just enough difference to think that aluminum frame is worth it. So one similarity to both of these guns, two similarities actually, I'm gonna start with the trigger. The M&P 2.0 has been out for several years, but until recently, within the last couple of years, they only offered a hinge trigger. So a lot of people, myself included, were not a big fan of that hinge trigger. So on the newer guns and all these metal frame guns and the new optic ready guns are coming with this flat face trigger. And if you notice right here, there's a tab safety like you see on Glocks and HKs and a lot of other striker fired guns. So in order for this trigger to be pressed to the rear, that tab has to be engaged. So I'm a self-admitted trigger snob, so the feel of the trigger in the gun matters greatly to me. For example, I usually change out all the triggers in the Glocks when I get a new Glock, but this one I am really pleased with. This is an excellent trigger from the factory, and I have no intention to change this trigger or do anything to it. To me, this gun is ready to go out of the box, and this trigger that they've put in is an exceptional factory trigger. As we see here, we've got a little bit of take up, as we should, and then you're right there at the wall, and you got a nice crisp break straight to the rear. It breaks at 90 degrees with that flat face trigger, and the reset comes out to about here, and then you're ready to go again. So very nice factory trigger that I've been very happy with. This gun comes optic ready. All you would do is take these screws out and take this plate cover off, and then there are two sets of holes that are pre-drilled from the factory, and you need an adapter plate to fit your particular optic, and you would just mount it on with two screws. So what do I mean by adapter plate? Here I have two that we've used. This one here is from C&H Precision, This is a mounting plate I ordered from them, and one from Calculated Kinetics. Both of these adapter plates for the optics have been fantastic and done a great job. So I think you can't go wrong with either one of those. And that's actually what we have mounted on with the HoloSun 507 on this compact version. This is the Calculated Kinetics plate here, but we've had the C&H mounted also, and they've both done really well. So outside of the trigger, there is one other really cool thing about the M&Ps. So with these back straps, all of these guns these days come with different back strap sizes, so you can adjust the gun to fit your hand, because what we don't want is we don't want our finger touching the frame as we press the trigger, because what that's going to do is we're going to move the gun. We're gonna disturb the sights as we press the trigger, and that's going to lead to misses. So if the gun's too big or too small, if it's too big, we'll end up framing the gun, trying to get our finger into the trigger. Or if it's too big, we could actually end up getting too much trigger finger, or too small, we'll get too much trigger finger in there, which could also do the same thing and cause us to move the gun. So Smith & Wesson includes 4 back straps with the gun, and I think this is really awesome. And the coolest thing about it is they're extremely easy to change. You just twist this and pull this out right here. That's all you do, and then you just pull that back strap off and select whichever one you want on the gun, place it on there, stick this back in there, twist it around, and there you go. It's that easy. And now I have a small back strap here, and I can really get in there if I need to. So again, it's really that easy. You just pull it off, put the one you want on there, put your pin back in, give it a twist, and you're good to go. So really awesome feature, and this is across the board, whichever model that you get. So that's the metal, great gun. Let's look at the compact a little bit. So obviously the major difference is the grip is smaller. This comes with 2 15-round magazines that flush fit. So you have 15 plus 1 for 16-round capacity. It also has a 1/4 inch shorter barrel. This is a 4-inch barrel. This gun is very comparable in size to the Glock 19. The grip angle is what really sets these M&Ps apart from the Glock. The grip angle on the M&Ps is about 18-degree grip angle, which is similar to the old 1911s, which really point very well for a lot of people. I really like it myself too. It's a great grip angle, feels really good in the hand. So what's cool about the compact is they include in the box these little adapters right here. So you can actually buy the 17-round full-size magazines, grab your adapter out of the box, put it on this 17-round magazine, and now you have a flush fit 17-round magazine for your 4-inch compact gun. So one really cool thing you can do, you can use these as your spare magazines and carry 2 17-round backups instead of a 15-round backup, for example. So if you don't have an adapter, you can still actually run the 17-round magazine. You just don't have that flush fit right there, which you could catch your pinky in there or whatever else. So why not just use the adapter that came in the box? So obviously the difference in this gun versus the metal gun is the polymer frame and the metal frame and the size difference. Shooting both of them, I feel like they both shoot extremely well. I do believe that the metal frame gives just a little bit more of advantage at distance in particular. This gun shoots really well. Snooki used this gun this past weekend at Tom Gibbons Range Master Instructor Development Course, shot a 96 on the qualification course of fire, which is not easy. This gun shot about 800 rounds this weekend, and you can tell, still looks brand new, ran like a champ, absolutely 0 issues with reliability. It was perfect all weekend long and held up outstanding. These guns are good to go. This gun got 800 rounds this weekend. Obviously very reliable. This is Snooki's metal frame here. Mine's actually in the holster. I'm carrying it right now. It's loaded with defensive ammo, but this gun's got several hundred rounds through it. This finish is holding up really well, and just like the polymer frame, 0 issues. My metal frame has about 900 to 1,000 rounds on there. It's ran flawless as well. No issues whatsoever with these guns. They're good to go. So we both feel like if we can get a gun to 1,000 rounds without any problems, that gun's we're comfortable with that gun. And we deem it good to go. So Great pistols if you're in the market for a new pistol. These M&Ps are worth checking out. They shoot excellent, very reliable. Overall, I would rate these guns right up there with a Glock, with an HK. Very good pistols, and worth your time to check them out if you're in that market. So hope you enjoyed it. We're going to bring you a couple more reviews down the road. So hope to see you out training at Patriot Training Center.